Thanks for joining in the Trenches with Dave Lapham, brought to you by First Star Logistics, where we're going to talk about the overhaul of the offensive line. Man, there's a lot of new faces in a very short period of time. 3 rookies were drafted last year in the 2nd, 4th, and 6th round. 3 veteran free agents were signed in free agency in the offensive line. And then topped off by another offensive lineman selected in the 4th round. 7 new bodies in the picture. It's going to be very, very interesting to see who ends up playing where, what the best 5 is for Frank Pollack, the offensive line coach, and the Cincinnati Bengals as we embark on the 2022 season. Welcome once again to In the Trenches with Dave Lapham, brought to you by First Star Logistics. We're in our outstanding studios as always, and we have an outstanding guest. We've had this gentleman before, and this guy is a guru of the boys up front. Offensive line. When you talk offensive line, we got to talk and visit with Frank Pollack, and we certainly do appreciate you giving us time to do so, sir. Appreciate you very much.
You bet. Thanks for having me on again.
Sure. All right, Coach, you've had a major turnover here. 3 drafted players last year, 3 players signed in veteran free agency. Then you draft another offensive lineman. That's 7 new guys in your room in relatively short time period. That's a pretty good turnover of personnel potentially. Have you ever experienced that as a player or as a coach in your career?
Yeah, it's a great question. I'm trying to think back through the years of that type of a turnover. Not as a player. I'm just trying to remember back with some of these teams I've been with. Southern might be the most.
Yeah,
I've been close before without having any rosters in front of me, but I'd probably say this might be the most.
Yeah, that's a pretty good number. It seems like the thing that one of the common denominators is almost all of them have position versatility. Was that a primary requisite as you were evaluating these guys? They have to be able to play more than one position?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, injuries, you're limited in the number of guys you dress on game day. I mean, those are all real factors. And just trying to find the best mix of 5 guys and just having that flexibility gives us a bigger reach, if you will, to kind of find that perfect mix. So yeah, that's big. It's big for us.
So like you're trying to find the 5 best, like you said, and will it be, I'm not saying it's going to be musical chairs. Yeah. One series of training camp, you're at left guard, another series, you're at center, another. But I mean, will you kind of mix and match a little bit intentionally, trying to find what the best 5 guys who looks like they play well next to each other, and what's your combination? Because I mean, obviously, what you're looking for is 5 playing as one. That's what you always look to try to get. And will you do that a little bit?
I don't know if I'd say I would do that maybe until we get further in camp to maybe tweak a few things. I mean, I kind of got a rough idea. You got to start somewhere.
Yep.
You got to have a starting point on where we'll kind of start out, and then just kind of go from there. I always say the players tell you and dictate who plays and who doesn't, not me. So the players do. So if you want to play, then you make that decision, not me.
That's true.
The way you play.
That's very true.
I don't have any dogs in the race, or however that, dog in the fight, pony in the race, whatever that phrase goes. I mean, I want the best guys out there. So the players tell me who are those guys.
So in the 21 draft, you take Jackson Carman. I want to make sure that I've got the where he was taken in at what number. 2nd round, pick number 46. Traded down with New England to take him at pick number 46. Then you take out of Clemson, and then you take Deontay Smith out of East Carolina in the 4th round, pick 139. Then you take Trey Hill out of Georgia in the 6th round at pick 190. And all of these young guys have a big upside, don't they, Coach? I mean, are you excited to see what they're going to look like here in year 2 as opposed to what you experienced with them last year in their rookie seasons?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first is a year two in the system, so they're going to be a lot more familiar with it. Even like us joking around with some of these guys this week, when we get to go on the grass here in a couple of weeks and we start doing these individual drills, and I'm throwing out, footwork terms and how this fits into this block. They're looking at me like I got a hole in my head. They don't understand it, but now they do. Now they can relate to it. This is this part of this combination that we apply to these runs, right? Or this is for, he's talking about on this pass set angle and this hand strike. We want to apply this on these situations. So it's just going to register more with them. So they can relate to it. Where last year they were just doing the motions that I was telling them to do, and the guy in front of them was doing, and not really comprehending it. So that's huge. Two, their bodies change. I mean,
Right.
I like to say they're the college baby fat. They're getting rid of that stuff and becoming a little bit more hard men. I mean, like Trey Hill turned 21 during the season. He was 20. I mean, it's ridiculous. I know when I was 20, let alone 21, I was nowhere near in position to go compete with grown men in professional football. I mean, that just blows my mind. So it's kudos to, I guess, human beings this day and age, right? Everyone keeps getting bigger, faster, stronger over the years, but it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So, but yeah, absolutely, big jump.
So have you noticed the transformation in these guys body wise from their first year to their second year? Have you already noticed that?
Yeah. You've seen it. You've seen a little bit over the course of last year as it got to later in the year, and then seeing the guys from as he come back in town this week, and they're still in the middle of the roster. Like I told all the guys, I'm not looking for guys to be peaking here in May and June.
Right.
You're still in the middle of you. Number one is working out, training. You got to get stronger. You got to put on muscle, lean muscle, right? You're working on your quickness and speed and agility. That to me is line one. And then we're going to go teach, and it's a mental learning on the grass as much as it is mental learning in the classroom. I'll worry about the football player and putting it all together in the fall when you come back in your peak, physical condition. So, right, I mean, they're still in the middle of it. So what they're doing in the weight room right now with their strength coaches is most important. My stuff is secondary, if you will, or maybe a 1A and a 1B
right
type of priority. That's how I view it.
Let's hit this year's rookie that you selected in round 4, the offensive line, the only offensive player selected in the 6 picks of the draft this year. Pick number 136 in the 4th round, Cordell Volson out of North Dakota State. And all this guy did was a school record 65 career games, 41 straight starts over the last 3 seasons. He was involved with 5 conference title teams, 4 national championship teams. He took the COVID year. He was there for 6 years. This guy's played some ball now. It's not like your typical, snot-nosed youngster, man. This guy's played some ball.
Yeah, he's got experience. He's got experience of both playing guard and tackle. He's been in a winning program. So that's big for us. And he's got a lot of experience. He's not a 1-year player. He's got a lot of snaps.
And it's interesting. This guy really blue collar, hard worker. His dad, talk about the business. His dad didn't his dad have some kind of a business where when railroad went off track or whatever, they put him back on track.
He called it an excavating type business where when the rails, a train in the middle of the night or anytime during the night or day that they go off, the rails for whatever reason, they get the call, they drive out. They've got these big trucks that have rails already prefab to go out there and lay them down. So he's laying big, heavy steel rails and moving the train with big lifts to get it back on and removing the old messed up track. And I mean, he's got a big shop that I guess is making the rounds on the internet that they were watching the draft in. I mean, that's just how he was raised. I mean, he's a blue collar guy. It's really what you look for in offensive lineman. That's your role on the team, So he's gonna be a great fit from that regard.
Guys like that. I remember working construction and moving furniture in the same summer. We didn't have a weight room in my high school, and I was growing. I was like a 14-year-old kid that grew from 6 feet, couple hundred pounds to like 6'4", 250 from like 14 to 15 years old. So I was doing all this, lifting, but it was like you use your whole body instead of a weight room. It wasn't just bench press and things like that. And I felt like I could feel myself getting, country strong as such. These guys like that. I played against guys like that just have overall, everything's attached right. The ligaments, tendons, everything's attached right. And they have this like old man strength, country strong at a young age, right?
Right. Yeah, it'll be huge for him on the line, big time. So looking forward to getting him here and him learning the system and getting around the other guys and working out with our strength staff and taking that next step and getting bigger and stronger.
It's interesting. You said getting around the guys because you have 3 guys that you signed in free agency. Ted Karras won a couple of Super Bowls. Alex Cappa won a Super Bowl. And, of course, L. Collins, a guy that you know real well. You coached him the first 3 years in the National Football League down there in Dallas. And as I was looking in the cafeteria, I see Jackson Carman sitting in there with Ted Karras and Alex Cappa, and they had finished eating lunch. They were just sitting there. I mean, good half hour or more, Coach, talking about life, not just football, but you have these 2 veteran guys that are Super Bowl champions talking to this younger player. And, those are, when you start with making those bonds this time of year, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm a real big believer in good old lines have a good bond with each other off the field. They love working with each other in the weight room. They enjoy each other's company. They know each other. So that I think it just makes for better play because you got to play as one. The unit's 5 guys playing together, and it can't be individuals. It doesn't matter the talent from that standpoint. It's you've got to be all about the room and the unit, and whether that's from a communication standpoint and guys being on the same page and just being able to work with other guys at such a high level, that's all part of it. Building that bond, that's big time. Having those guys be able, with their experience, to kind of take young guys under the wings who obviously like you mentioned come from Super Bowl organizations. They know what it takes, and to be able to share that to younger guys trying to get all that they can. So I keep telling guys too, when they're done playing, that's what you're going to miss the most is those camaraderies and friendships that you developed and built up. It's that, and it's that trust. It's like guys, that respect of, I wanted that guy with me in the foxhole. I respected and trusted him. And to me, that's the ultimate reward. It's not the amount of zeros in your paycheck. Those are nice. I'm sure everyone enjoys that. But at the end of the day, it's earning the respect of your teammates and your peers, and them wanting you, when it's on the line, they can count on you and trust you and wanting to play next to you.
And that's why, Coach, the work ethic, the blue collar nature, the we us, not the I me of the offensive line room mentality. If some of those guys have to go on to their life's work, they don't make the football team, send them up to First Star Logistics. We'll take care of them. We're looking for team players to work at First Star Logistics. We got a bunch of avenues they can explore, Coach, and we're always looking for team guys that understand, it's the group working as one, not individuals, and that philosophy is going to carry you a long way. There's no question about it. These veteran offensive linemen you signed with Super Bowl experience, they have instantaneous credibility with their teammates, not just their fellow offensive linemen, but their teammates in general. Correct, with the football team?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you walk in and they say, "Oh, you come from this club," and you get that instant, "Oh, well, anxious to hear how they did it and what was their experiences and what maybe we can learn from that or or maybe just kind of almost vouch for, yeah, that's how we do it too. Just kind of gives you a little comfort that way as well.
Tell us what Bengal fans can expect out of the three veteran guys, real quick. I know you're pressed for time here, Coach, and I don't want to abuse that, but final thought, and we'll get you out of here on the three veteran linemen. Each guy, real quickly. Collins, Cappa, Karras. What are you looking for out of those guys, both on and off the field?
Smart and tough are the first two things for all three of them. Professionals, they know how to prepare the right way. They know how to practice the right way, whether that's the mental side of the game and then the physical side is how they prepare all week. Productive. They've been extremely productive throughout their careers. But just quality guys, guys that you want in the locker room, and guys that when things are getting rough, you can look down and know that they're going to be doing everything the right way, and you can depend on them.
I know you mentioned with the position versatility, but you want to start somewhere. Will he initially be inside at the guard position, and will Karras be at the center position initially?
Yeah, I see Karras starting out at center initially, and then I think Volson's long-term biggest upsides at guard. A lot of these young guys will have to, flex out to have a secondary position, and then he has that ability to flex out at tackle. His best upside in the pros, in my opinion, is guard. So he'll start there and take the bulk of those reps to start to develop more of a guard.
Well, I can't wait to watch the whole process, Coach. The offensive line grow together. In my first offensive line coach, Tiger Johnson, when I made the team as a rookie, say, "Hey, congratulations, young man. You're never going to find another job like it. There's nothing like doing this with other guys that you, like you said, build these bonds with and feel like, have your back and all of that." And to watch that develop in a cohesive way with a tight group like the offensive line who live vicariously through the success of the skill players, that's real intriguing to me. I'm very, very interested to see how these guys all pan out, Coach.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
I know you do a hell of a job, as always. And as always, appreciate your time, sir. Have the best day you ever had.
Same to you. Thank you.
At First Star Logistics, we're a very strict company that really puts the pressure on our employees. Breaks? What are those?
That's what I'm talking about, Icky. Get the body right, then the mind's right.
Gotta get that body right.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Become a star with a chance to earn the highest commission percentages in the industry as a freight broker agent. Check out FirstStarLogistics.com.